how do you control the mind? You control the mind by focusing completely and totally upon that which you're doing now. That's all. You don't say, I'm going to control you. That doesn't work. That just makes you crazy. That just sends your blood pressure up. Makes your head tight. Okay? What you do, I gave the example of don't think of elephants. Wrong. What should I say? If I want you to focus on cats, I say focus on cats. Well, does that mean to exclude elephants? What the hell do you think? It meant exactly what it said, focus on cats. And if you focus on cats, no elephants can get in. That's the discipline. So it has to do with your everyday world, even at that velocity, because you are that which controls everything. You control even the velocity of that vibration. Well, you create it once you get back far enough to see that, but at a certain point, all you can do is just ride it. Just be there and do what you do. Just vibrate at that frequency until you get past that, so that you can see it from a distance, and it will be right. It'll be okay. But that's how that's done. So, my method is to say, I believe in the spirit of man. I believe in human beings. So, here. Now deal with that. You deal with it. So that means focus. You have to hear what's said, and you have to take what's said, and you have to use it, and then you move past the point. Get on with it, so that we move past all that stuff and start to move into some points where we have experiences. Carol asked me a question one day. I made mention to some far metaphysical, mystical mumbo jumbo, and she said, but how do you know? Well, this is how you know. There's only one way. You have to get the other stuff done with so that you get on to having other kinds of experiences. Then you know. That's how you know. There's no way to say, well, I can say, well, I know because I've come to nestle within God and to be God. Yeah, well, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything to you. Because there's this opinion as to what God means and what God is and blah, blah, and blah, blah. It has nothing to do with anything. Only nestling within God, becoming God, going home to God, whatever all those words are that people use. Everybody's got a different word. Just get on in there and become it. And you know. You begin to know. As you move into things, you begin to understand what it is that you are. You begin to understand what it is that the laws are. And you begin to deal with things, and you deal with things differently. You start to look at the world, and you start to say, so, how important is it? I don't know. It's not that important to me. It exists in the world of illusion. I exist in the world of truth. And there's a difference. And there's only one way that you will ever know that. Get out of the other stuff. Start having these experiences that will change you. They will. The idea is to be a student. If you get too caught up or too happy over the experience, you miss what it meant. What does it mean? What's happening? Oh, man, I just saw myself looking at myself, and blah, blah, and blah, blah, and blah, blah.
Somebody was
The point. That little thing in the mind that looks for that validation outside of one's experience has to go. How on earth can that be valid? You are having the experience. If I set your clothes on fire, do you have to go and ask someone else how it felt? Is it a valid experience? Are you having it? Was it valid? Of course it was. So, moving past the point of your rational mind, because whatever it is that has been important to you in your rationality is going to color your experiences and make your experiences non-valid, because you're going to try and equate the reality of what is now happening with the reality of your logic, your reasoning. It cannot happen. Some of our best scientists are trying to understand the universe, and they haven't a clue as to what's going on. Now, here we are. Less than a clue. But then, we've got opinions. So, here we are with less than a clue, but we know what's going on. That is irrational. The universe has its own rules, its own, and it doesn't change them for all the parliaments in the world put together, all the rich people, all the poor people, all the, it does not change for them, and it will not change for you or I. It is. You have to go to it. It will not come to you. And the laws are, in terms of our perception, scattered. Even though they are not, they are perfectly ordered in the way the universe orders them, but scattered according to a normal mind, because it is the normal mind that is sick and not the universe. So it will naturally be picked up by a psychotic individual who says, oh, here. This is the kind of thing we have to learn to come to, because the teacup tries to make sense of the law without understanding the law. All you're going to get is a cracked teacup. And that is, somebody will be calling you psychotic. You'll be walking around with your Bible under your arm, delivering messages from the universe. Okay, remember the guy in the mental institution in Dracula? There you'll be. Yeah, there you'll be, with a crack in your teacup, because you kept trying to put the ocean in the teacup. Put the teacup in the ocean. The drop must become the ocean. The ocean cannot become the drop. So, it is imperative that we have these kinds of experiences so that we begin to see that very point. That's the way it works. It works like it works. It does not give a damn about you, me, or anyone else. It's just what it is. The ocean will drown you. It's not mean. It's just the ocean. Didn't you know it was an ocean before you got in it? That's the way it goes. That Janet Jackson says that's the way love goes. See, we have choices in this universe. And the choice, we like to think that the choice is ours. We have one choice, and that choice is to either go with it or dadgummit, go again it. My Gabby Hayes. And if you go again it, there's stuff that's going to happen to you. It's as simple as that. If you go with it, you don't always see where it's going or how long it's going to take to get you there. But you get there. But it's behind this. You have to understand, and you have to always pay attention to what you are doing in here. Because it's about you. The gate is in you. Your gate is in you. Your gate is not out here. Your gate is not in me. Your gate is in you. It's the same gate. Same gate, different location. Same gate, different location. That's all. So you want to open your gate, and the only way you open your gate is to just get out of the way. You have to learn to trust this universe. You have to learn to trust its laws. And the only way you learn to do that is to pay attention. Its laws will be consistent. Something going bad for you now? Is something going wrong, Bunky? The law is being perfectly consistent. What's going on in you? And it's consistently giving you exactly what you are putting on it. Exactly. If you are being inattentive to the laws, the law is attentive to you. It just does what you do. So, intentions have to be pure. My intentions are pure. Absolutely pure. I'm not talking Virgin Mary purity. I'm talking totally focused on what it is I am here to do. I don't care about anything else. I'm focused on rabbits. Why? I'm here to catch rabbits. I'm not here to catch porcupines. I'm here to catch rabbits. Say, but Jesus said this. Well, yeah. Do I look like Jesus to you? I don't think so. No. I do this. Buddha said the 12-step program. Well, yeah, they use that in Alcoholics Anonymous, don't they? 12-step program. Do I look like the Buddha to you? Huh? I don't think so. No. I am here to trap rabbits. That's what I do. I am a product of this time, as well as a product of the American time. I am focused on what I do. It doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks. Now I'm saying that as an example of what you have to do. See, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the law. You have to do that same thing. If you want to trap your mind, you have to focus. This is what it's about. You can't halfway do it. If you're going to be a soldier, you can't be concerned with dying. You have to be concerned with killing. You can't be concerned with surviving. You have to be concerned with killing. Killing will ensure your survival. If 7 of them jump up, you shoot 7 of them. You will survive. And you don't go, whew. You look for the next one. You listen. You smell the air. And you keep doing it. Moment after moment after moment. You will survive, basically. Let's put it this way. You have a greater chance of surviving than the guy who goes 3 is 7. And then you lose your concentration in the middle of, no. Or your chances of success are smaller when you do that. So it's about focus. I do what I do. And never forget that. I think, well, when you teach, you have to allow people to learn, which means allowing them to put their head in the lion's mouth. They may get away with a little nip. They may come out clean, just covered with a little lion spit. You may lose your head. But that's the nature of the beast when you don't apply the laws. You see what I'm saying? So as I watch these things happen, and in certain cases I watch people get real strange. Someone says to me, don't you think they're getting a little strange? No, I think they've gotten a lot strange. That's not my problem. I am focused on what I'm supposed to do. And one of the things I'm supposed to do is allow people to learn, which means bear traps and all kinds of things. It's greater than anything that we can come up with in our minds. It's greater because we're talking about the force that supplies the energy for the things that you want to do. The force that supplies the energy. If you never get to it, you never learn to use it, you never understand the truth, and you never are able to do the things that you say you want to do, because you can now be behind the thing. I do the thing that I love the most. I love to teach. I just love it. I just love to do it. It's such a wonderful thing. I watch because we are ignorant. Things happen that we don't agree with. We're ready to kill that thing. I don't know. You just apply the laws and it works. What will I receive? I don't know. I will receive what the law brings me. And believe me, it takes care of its own. It takes care of its own. That's the way it goes. In terms of your relationships, those who apply the law and those who don't get along too well together. It's sometimes, well, no, it is not sometimes. It is always best to have our eyes fully open. You may like it to work, but you have to be true to what you say in terms of law. As you come with this process, the further along you come in this process, you're going to see a great gap between you and the rest of the world. It's a funny way of putting it, but I don't often say it, and I rarely say it just generally out the course of my day. But I watch the world. I'd rather be on a desert. I'd rather be where I am than where they are. I may die a starving old man, but I won't be miserable. I may be Just that one. See, that's okay. I'd rather have that than to live with children. I don't mean children, but children. Adult children. Old. I'd rather have that. I'd rather die alone. Now, not saying that this is the only alternative. Not saying that. I'm just saying, as you grow, as you change, as you see things, you will make certain determinations of what is of value to you. And you will proceed along those lines, and everything is fine, and the world is fine. I say, you have to come to me. I'm not coming to you. Why? I've been there. I was in that city. I lived 400 years in that city one night. I don't think so. I see it. No. I am not coming back.